So it's occurred to me that I never actually show my animals. Oh, look how dark I look. I never actually show my animals at night. Most of my animals are actually more active at night. So I figured I'd take you around, show you around. The green tree python, is it just an ornament? Does it actually move? We're going to find out. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning. I've just finished work, so we're going to check it out. I mean, in the living room, you're going to have to mind the mess. I had a big hike before I went to work, but we've got the big Carl Sunglow boa constrictor, Hugo the savannah monitor. We've got a leopard gecko in that big bioactive setup just there. We've got the reptile room. Now, the reptile room is in there. It's pitch black. Like I said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've just finished work. So we're going to turn the lights on and show you exactly what it's actually like in there. Let me spin you around and you can have a look. Here we go. Right, you're aiming over towards the green tree python. I'm going to turn the light on in 3, 2, whoosh. There you go. Check that out. Our green tree pythons, just ornaments. Look at him down there having a drink. Look at that. He's having a drink, aren't you, Attenborough? Hello, mate. How cool was that? I mean, it's not just him that's going. Oh, what's up, mate? What's up? Guess what, mate? It's feeding day in a few days. Not tomorrow, but the day after. We've got Rosie sticking her head out down there. Again, another nocturnal species. I mean, she's always active because she's just like, she likes to taste me. Look at him just sat there. That's amazing. All he is just held on by a little loop of his tail, and that's how they work. They just sort of hang down. Now, he's absolutely amazing because he likes to sort of just, he explores. Do green tree pythons do good in bioactive enclosures? And there's your proof. Yes, they do. Does the bioactive enclosure do good for a green tree python? Well, that's a different story altogether. Let me show you. Now, like I say, it's middle of the night, so all the lights are off, and you're going to see, well, you can see my shadow kicking around. What's up, matey? Where are you going? How's it going, matey? So, yeah, do the bioactive enclosures do well? Well, not really. You can see all the weeping dew plant on the floor, and I mean, it's growing nicely in there, but it didn't originally go down there. There was none down there. What's up, bud? Look at him up there. It was all in a big planter that's just there, and you can see there's a bit down the back there, and he's basically, the more he's moved through it and how active he's actually been, he's actually knocked quite a bit off and he's gone onto the floor, and it's actually growing into the substrate and growing up from the substrate. Same as, can you see this plant just here? Well, that's a bromeliad that was over the back corner just there, and I've got fed up of basically putting it in there all the time, so I just stopped and I left it to see if it would grow in down there. Some of the bromeliads, he likes to break the leaves on some of them, and look at him, he's absolutely amazing. I love all these white speckles. He seems to get 1 or 2 more white speckles every single time he sheds, and he has shed absolutely perfect in this enclosure. Only once. I mean, we have only had him for a short period at a time, but because we're disturbing him, there's a good possibility he's actually just going to go there now and coil up and sit there, because that's his sort of like safety spot, so to speak. If you don't know what this is, it's just a 4-foot tall Repti-Breeze enclosure, a full mesh screen enclosure that we've done basically a full background build on. The whole background is all done really uniquely, loads of branch work and planted, and we blocked off this bottom piece down here, so obviously the substrate doesn't come out. We glassed the front, and we've put this big lighting rack on the top. This is absolutely amazing. So we've got a UV light in there. We've got a New Dawn LED plant grow there, which, as you can tell by the plant growth that we do see, they work absolutely amazing. But we've got one there and we've got one there, and they're all basically set on all different timers to come on as a sunrise. It's absolutely amazing. I'm talking far too much about this enclosure and this animal, but it's because it's my passion. I love it. Inside there, we've got an infrared. There we go. The Mega Ray infrared heat projector. It's on 24 hours a day, set on perfectly well, and you can see the little cable down there. Well, that's the Gove, the hydro thermometer. Well, look at him. Ha. Right, we're going to stop talking about him. Rosie's come out to say hi. Hello. Charlie, even Charlie's out. Hello, buddy. Oh, he's going into blue. You can see the blue on his eyes. What about this one? Now, we've got a Chinese house gecko in here. It's a reptile rescue. He came to the UK in a shipment of mangoes. But right this second, I can't really see him. But behind his enclosure, I mean, I've got to move everything. We've actually got some little surprises behind there. Check this out. baby mourning gecko. So you see that one, how it's got a little nip missing off the end of his tail? I keep talking about one in here called Death Wish. That's him. He always hangs around on the glass. Normally, see how the Exoterras here have got this little bump sticking out? That's just like where the hinge pin is and stuff like that. He always hides in there. That's his sort of like hiding spot. They've also, in this enclosure, right, I don't know how well I'm going to get this piece on camera, but where the background meets, just there, can you see it? They've dug a hole into the background, and it's amazing how many actually live in that background now. So I can never take the background off, but they come out and about all the time. Oh look, there he goes, there he goes. But he keeps starting fights with the adults just because he likes his food, and every time I open the door he tries to jump out, and that's because his house is up in this little corner just here. So that's why he's got a little nip tail, but he's doing perfectly fine. He's healthy as anything. We've still got 2 of the eggs up there, but we have more eggs. They've been really crafty and secretive. So that piece of wood just there right on the front, yeah, well, can you see the little white dots? They found a little crevice just in there. So we've actually found a new place where they actually like to lay their eggs. Now that they are laying more eggs in here, because there is loads of babies, newborn babies, that are just popping up. I mean, I managed to sort of salvage some of the eggs, and that's behind this enclosure just here. So we'll see if we can spot some of the babies. Now in here, can you see that little black cup just there? Well, there was one in there, and they basically laid 4 eggs in there. So I took that whole entire cup out and I put it into here. Oops, there's one. Look at him. Brand spanking new, 2-day-old baby mourning gecko. There's 2 babies in here that I've seen. So I don't know. There's the little black cup. Oh yeah, you can still see some eggs down there. There's still some eggs in there. Oh look, there you go. There's one there. Oh, and there's one just up there. So we've got 2 baby mourning geckos in that little enclosure just there. So they're getting fed, they're getting kept in that enclosure for now. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them, whether to reintroduce them back into the colony so they can go and meet with their mothers. Because if you didn't know, I'm going to go over it again. I go over it all the time. The parthenogenesis. So they've got a genetic trait where they reproduce exact clones of the mother. They don't need a male to reproduce. It's absolutely fascinating. I love the mourning geckos, and they are so active through the night. I say that, and the only one we can really see is Death Wish. Oh well, they'll pop back soon. What we got up here? Both the Lasiodorus parabana, the salmon pink Birdeater, inside her big bioactive enclosure. She loves this. We put a little bit of substrate inside the hide when we first made it. Again, full custom background, log work, all that sort of stuff. We've got some rock work just there, live planted. Now it was live planted. We put some substrate inside the actual hide, and she basically just carried it all out and dumped it straight on top of the plant. But that's her comfortable thing. She's done that for a reason, whatever that reason may be. And I like the animals to be able to feel comfortable enough to portray their naturalistic behaviours. That must be his naturalistic behaviours, so we'll leave it to him for now. But you'd think this is all soft substrate. Well, it's not. All around that hide and that back end of the floor just there and down this side is all a solid substance. It's like expanding foam, and then just before it cured, we actually attached the substrate to it, the cocoa fibre, and just left it like that. It's got loose substrate inside the hide and sort of half this whole sort of half corner area, and yeah, we just sort of left it to it, and she's loving life, absolutely loving life. What else have we got? Let's keep going over. The scorpion, you can just about see the shine on the actual claws all the way down there. Yeah, that's her anyway. In here again, you can just about see the legs poking out the hide. That's our Asamani tarantula. This is absolutely amazing. Now the bottom enclosure down there, there's no leopard gecko in there no more. Mushu, where's Mushu? Fell asleep tonight. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's awake. I must have disturbed him. What about Diego? Look at him with his little sexy legs hanging off. Do your bearded dragons just sort of like slob out and just sort of lay there like that? And I know this is a very, very... Oh, there's something we don't see a lot of. The curly hair, the Talitalical albipalossum, formerly known Brachypalma albipalossum. Woo! Just sat there. Now he's done really, or she's done really well actually, because that's her burrow just there, and I made it into the bottom of that tree trunk background. I made all that again. I've done a full video on it. I'll link it above. But she sort of went in there for a month when I first put her in there, and she just she's done the same thing where she got the substrate out and dumped it on top of her live plants. There must be a naturalistic thing for them to do, but she's created a burrow down that back corner. She's only done that recently. Now I don't know whether that's because of the heat, because I mean it is a bit warm at the moment. I mean, if we go and check on the Gove, I mean it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit currently in the reptile room. I'm going to have to get some windows open to try and lower that down just ever so slightly. But that'll be the reasons why the mourning geckos are laying a few more extra eggs, just because they've got the heat to do it. How's it going, Attenborough? Look at him, just sat there all coiled up. What we're gonna we are gonna go back into the living room, because that's pretty much the reptile room done. Now again, the lighting, everything's all weird today, and that's solely because we've got a big window just there, and that's normally where we get a lot of the natural light come through, and it just makes it great for filming. We have got a big softbox and my big whiteboard that I normally write everything down on, but for today, look at all the plants. I really need to start harvesting some of these plants and actually putting them in with some of the enclosures. What do you think of that wall of art? It's not really a wall of art, it's a wall of snake hooks. But it is what it is, isn't it, really? Back into the living room. If Millie is out. Is Millie out and about? Nope. I can't see her, but again, fully bioactive enclosure. Now normally when I first come into here, she's normally sort of sat around these rockwork just here, and that's normally where she sits when I come in from work. And as soon as I turn the light off, she goes straight into the hide. It's amazing how fast leopard geckos actually are. She's going to be underneath that hot hide somewhere. She'll come out eventually over the next few days. Even in this room, look at that, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Hugo, the big boy, the big savannah monitor, he's in his burrow. How are you doing, Popcorn? Oh, where is Popcorn? There's Popcorn's head. Oh, can you see the head? Behind the tree work just there. Now, her head and body goes all the way behind the water bowl and coils up around the back of Butterface. We've got some big updates coming for this enclosure within the next week or so. We've got a different style of water bowl which we're going to build and show you how to build it, where it's still going to be the same size, but it's just going to look a little bit more natural in this whole setup. We've got the same thing to do for the hide as well, but the hide is going to incorporate some stuff under there, and yeah, she's just over the cold side of her enclosure at the minute. It's totally because it's warm. I mean, like I say, the temperature in this whole place is 82 degrees. So that, to me, is too warm for her on a hot spot. So she's gone over to a cold side. That's basically all that is. And that is the reptile room and the animals by night. We're going to have one more quick look at Attenborough, because Attenborough is just absolutely fantastic. And I think all the animals, nothing has changed really. I love coming in from work at night and just coming in and just interacting with them. Sort of, oh, is the Chinese house gecko out and about? No, sorry guys, we never really get to see her too much. There's Attenborough, just sat there loving life. He just wants me to leave him alone, to be fair. So I'm going to get out the reptile room. Night guys, turn the light off. Oh, and say thanks for tuning in guys. Peace out.